The law in relation to the gospel is important to understand. We can think of the law from the standpoint in the Old Testament as a kind of pedagogue, as a teacher that would lead us to Jesus Christ. Those who are outside of Christ are condemned by the law of God. And as such, the law exposes sin. The law is like a transcript of God's moral integrity, God's moral nature, and it exposes sin. And insofar as the law exposes sin, both as guilt and power, the law urges and leads toward Jesus Christ as the one who fulfills it. If the problem in Adam is guilt and corruption, what does the law do? The law of God is promulgated or given from one perspective to heighten guilt, to arouse sinful desires. Even though it itself is holy and righteous and good, it is designed to lead to Jesus Christ as the one who fulfills it. On the other side, the law is something that Paul will say, for those who have been united to Christ, is being fulfilled in us as we walk by the Spirit. So that Christ fulfills the law for us in his life, in his death, and in his resurrection. And that law leads us to Jesus Christ. The fulfilled law leads us to Jesus Christ. But then once we are united to Christ, the law becomes the paradigm by which we understand what God requires of us. It becomes an imperative that we are enabled by the Spirit to fulfill as we walk by faith. And so often the law is viewed as only bad. The law is condemnation. The gospel is justification. That gets it wrong. The law does help those outside of Christ see the guilt of their sin. It also helps them see the corrupting power of sin. But for those who are united to Christ, the righteous requirements of the law are being fulfilled in us by the supernatural sovereign work of the Spirit, and is now the way of life for those united to Jesus Christ. And so for the believer, we are now united to Christ, and the righteous requirements are fulfilled in us in a way so that we no longer are condemned by the law in any form that it's been given.